Hello and welcome to this new video for the advanced course, this time about statistics and counting functions. So let's start. First, we start with the input of search criteria. So text should be always inputted if you input it directly into the formula in quotation marks. But if you reference to a cell where the text is inside, then you can also reference or should reference to that single cell without those quotation marks. Numbers should always be inputted directly as numbers. And you could also work with these greater than, equal than, less than, unequal, and so on signs. And for numbers, it's possible to do it like that way. So like greater than 3 would be greater sign in quotation marks and 3. But you could also do something like greater sign n3 in a single quotation marks. So together inside its quotation marks. And with text, it's also the same. So unequal donkey would be quotation marks, unequal sign, donkey, quotation marks. So yeah, that you can know it how to input here search criteria because you will use it a lot in the next few functions. So, and as you can see on the left side, I will only teach you the if-s functions. There are some if functions, for example, SUMIF and COUNTIF, but you can do everything with if-s. You could do with if functions, but not the other way around. And the if functions have a slightly different structure, so it's better if you only learn, or it's better to learn the if function, if-s function, and not the if and the if-s functions. And also here, Paul Bernhurst, the FP&A guy, he say never use if functions, so I will not teach them to make him happy. So first, the SUMIFS function. With the SUMIFS function, you can sum up values in an area that met an criteria, but this criteria or multiple criteria could be also come from another range. So for example, if you want to sum up all the positive values in a single column, you write equals SUMIFS, that column, comma, that column, and then larger than 0. You could do this here, so larger sign and 0 inside quotation marks, or you could write a larger sign in quotation marks and 0 as a number, or you could also write larger than in quotation, larger sign in quotation marks and a sign and then a reference to a cell where 0 is inside. And you can also sum up, for example, with a lot more complicated things. For example, sum up all the values from column A if the values in column B are positive and in column C is the word Tom or the name of a company or of a customer number, and so on. So you could also do this. You can see here, you can use either, I think, more than 100 different criteria. And as you know, all ranges, all arrays should have the same size, as you know. The COUNTIFS function works basically the same, but instead of summing, it counts only the cells where the criteria were fulfilled. For example, here count the positive values in a different range where another value isn't 0. And you don't need a sum range for the COUNTIFS function. AVERAGEIFS works basically the same as SUMIFS, but instead of summing up, you calculate the average. So for example, here the average positive values from A2 to A10, where the word in column B isn't Tom. So you could do crazy stuff here. The max for a function gives you the highest value in an area, so the highest number of a area, column, an array, whatever you want. MAXIFS outputs the highest value that fulfills the criteria or multiple criteria, For example, the largest value that is less than 1000 in a certain area. Min is the other way around, so the lowest value of an area works the same as max, and MINIFS is the lowest value of an area that fulfills one or multiple criteria. So for example, here the lowest value that is greater than minus 1000. Large hands out the x, or in this case k, largest value of an area. So for example, the third largest value from an area. But you need to pay attention for this function, because large and also small don't hand out the unique value of an area. So if you have, for example, 1, 2, and 4 times 3 in an area, so 6 numbers in total, the third largest number will not be 2 or 1. The third largest number will be 3 instead, because up until your fourth largest number, your fourth highest value, those value is 3 with this example. And small is the other way around as large. It is from the bottom, so to so-called. It's that way. It's the k largest value of an area, and also with that constraint that this isn't counting the unique values. So with this, we are at our next exercise. I will link it in the video description, and the following video will be then a solution for this exercise.